How's it going, guys? Welcome back to the Pilot Patriot channel. As you can see, we're back out in the dove field today. It is just beautiful. All these sunflowers out here. It is mid-July. All these flowers did bloom about a week ago, week and a half ago, something like that. I think we ended up with a really good stand of sunflowers. As you can see, they're not near as tall as I would like them to be, and there are a few reasons for that, and we'll talk about that in a minute. But overall, we got a really good stand of sunflowers. These bees have been out here hard at work pollinating them, and so we're gonna have a lot of seed. As you can see, we have some that are pretty good size as far as the seed head. These are about the size of my hand, which is really great. And I think we're gonna end up with a really good hunt this year. We got just about another month and a half. These flowers still have a little bit more maturing to do before they have fully formed seeds on them and everything. Soon those birds will start coming in here and eating off of these seeds. Some of those seeds, as they dry out, will drop to the ground. Now I'll show you, we did a really good job of getting rid of all the weeds that were in here. We got really nice clean ground all through these rows and everything, and I'll walk y'all through here in a minute and we'll look at some things and talk a little bit more about it. But before I do that, if you haven't seen the video on how we planted this field, make sure you go check that out. I'll put a link to that up here at the top of the screen, as well as putting some links to all the products and things we use to plant down here in the description. And I did make some progress videos as these were growing, so you could see kind of what the process was throughout from the time we planted until now. So I'm gonna roll in some of those videos and then I'll be right back. And you can see here, as these sunflower plants are starting to get bigger, see them deer tracks and deer coming in here and lopping the tops off of them, eating them. They skip a few every now and then, but like I said, we got so many planted. It's really planted more than we needed, so it ought to end up okay. Looking good though. All right, guys, we're gonna give y'all a little update here on the dove field. It is the end of June, and as you can see, the sunflowers are coming up nice. They're about a little over knee high right now, looking real good. Like you saw earlier in the video, we did have some deer come in and eat on some of them, and I'll go back and show y'all that here in a minute. But what else you can see is we also have a lot of weeds in here. So one thing we did not do that we should have done, we didn't spray a pre-emergent after we planted. We did spray good and killed everything with Roundup before we planted, but we didn't spray anything after we planted a pre-emergent. But overall, everything's looking good. I think we're still gonna have a really good stand of sunflowers this year. So what we're gonna do today is we're gonna get out here and we're gonna spray down all these weeds with IMOX herbicide. What they recommend for Clearfield sunflowers is a product called Beyond. Well, if you've ever looked up Beyond, it's about $500 for some Beyond. Now, IMOX is like an off-brand. You can get it at Keystone Solutions online, and I'll put a link to that in the description below. It's got the same ingredients as Beyond, and it's quite a bit cheaper. So that's what we're going to use. We're going to go in here, we're going to spray all the weeds, and any of the ones that we think are too big, we're just going to pull them by hand, put them in a bucket, and carry them out the field. One thing you don't want to do is just pull the weeds and leave them laying on the ground, because they will reroot and start growing right there where you left them. So what you want to do is put them in a bucket or whatever, take them out of the field. And so that's what we're going to do today. Now let me take you around, I'll show you the field a little bit, and then we'll get to work. Like I said, these sunflowers that are coming in look great. Nice big stalks on there. And the stalk's already about the size of my thumb. Looking real good. Starting to get a little sunflower head on there. That's looking good. All of these are looking great. Now, there is some where we had some growing a little too close together, like here. And as you can see, we got a lot of sunflowers, and these things are looking great. The deer came in here and thinned it out a little bit for us. You can see here's one right here where the deer just completely lopped it off. And there's a whole section on this row right here where there's just no sunflowers, and that's because the deer came in here and ate it up.
But overall, man, it looks good. You can see this is our strip down the middle that we're gonna plow in, and we're just gonna topsow wheat here. And like I said, all the way around the outside too. A lot of weeds right here. We may even just come in here and round up this section here, but plenty of grass. We are coming in here a little late. We should have come in here and sprayed these weeds probably 3 weeks ago, but we've been busy, been out of town a little bit, and so we haven't had a chance to get in here and do that, and we're probably going to regret that, but hopefully we should still be able to salvage it. Now these are some big ones right here. This one here is about waist high, looking good. And now out here in the middle, this section in the middle of the field here, you can see it all the way across with some real hard rocky ground, and the sunflowers just, you can see how much smaller they are here than they are up there. And that's just something you got to deal with. You know, you'll have some spots of the field that grow better than others. A lot of weeds. I don't know what kind of weed this right here is. Somebody in the comments tell me what this is, but there is a ton of that in this field. It's everywhere. But we're going to try to get in here today and get all those weeds sprayed and get what we can pulled up, try to get it taken care of. And we're going to come back probably every couple weeks and redo that. Maybe not spray every time, obviously, but we will come in here and pick weeds every couple weeks. We should have been doing that from the beginning, but you know, this is the first time we've done this field, so. But so far, I'm thinking it's not bad for our first go round. Well, let's get to work. All right, guys, we're back in the Dove field mid-July. As you can see, we got really clean ground down here. We did a pretty good job of getting rid of all those weeds. We did pull some weeds and we sprayed some of that IMOX, and that did a great job of controlling those weeds. You can see all the way down, maybe to the end of the field. You can look down here through the stalks. We did a really good job of getting rid of all those weeds, and that is going to help. Like I mentioned before, the dove do like to get down on the ground. They like nice clean ground to walk around and eat that seed on. So it's important to have really good clean ground. Like I mentioned in a few of the update videos before, these flowers didn't get quite as big as we wanted them to. And there are a couple reasons for that. Most of these are about belly high, and that's not too bad. But part of the reason for that is the spacing. Like I mentioned before, our planter did kind of drop some seeds a little too close together. And with those flowers competing with each other for those nutrients in the ground, it is going to stunt them a little bit. And that's something we're going to have to work on, do different for next year. I think we'll just tape off every other hole on that planting disc, and that should get that spacing just about right. As you can see here, we have quite a few that just the seeds got dropped right next to each other and the spacing wasn't great. And they still grew fine, but they will grow better if you can get that spacing right. Let me walk you over here and I'll show you a couple where the spacing was about perfect right here on the edge. You can see these two plants right here. I'd say they're about a foot and a half apart, and those look great. They have nice big stalks on them. They have nice big seed heads on them. See, it's about the size of my hand. Both of these are. Those are some really good looking sunflowers right there. Those are going to produce a whole lot of seed for those dove. Here's another real good size one, about the same, about the size of my hand. Give you a good little look at the whole field here. Like I said, it looks great. We're real excited about the hunt. Got about another month and a half. Throughout that month, those seeds will start to develop. Then as you can see, the flowers are already starting to wilt, some of them a little bit. And the birds will come in here and they'll light on those flowers and they'll start to drop seeds down on the ground. That'll bring even more birds in. And then because we planted mid-May, a couple weeks before dove season comes in, these flowers will be dead and dry, and that's exactly what you want. Whatever's not dead will come in here and we'll spray the whole field with Roundup and make sure everything's good and dead. Then a few days before season, we'll come in here and we'll bush hog down some big sections of the field. As you can see right here beside the field, on all sides and down the middle, we left it bare ground, unplanted. Out here today, I'm gonna round up some of this to keep all those grass and weeds out, but we're gonna come in and till this and we'll top sow wheat. Basically what top sowing is, we're just gonna walk through here with seed spreaders and we're just gonna spread that seed out all through here. I'd say wheat and sunflowers are probably the top two things that the doves would love to eat on. And so we're gonna have a nice buffet for them out here. The next video y'all see will hopefully be a hunting video, and I can guarantee you we're gonna have a truck bed full of dove that day. Thanks for watching, guys. All right, guys, and I hope I did a good job of showing you kind of the progress of this field as it grew. You can see some of the concerns we had, some things we plan on doing better, some things that worked out great. Overall, we ended up with a really good dove field. I think we're gonna have a great hunt this year. One thing I do want to mention, like I said, this is the first year we planted this field. As you plant and the more years you do this, the better it's going to get, the better your weed control is going to be, the more you're going to learn, and the better your field is going to produce. And also, if you plant the same field year after year, hopefully the dove are going to keep coming back and get bigger numbers of dove every year. So I hope you enjoyed it. If you like this series of videos, guys, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below and hit that notification bell so you get notified every time we upload new videos. If you want to help support this channel, guys, you can do that by joining us over on Patreon. There's a link for that in the description below, as well as visiting PilotPatriotApparel.com. Get yourself some really nice patriotic and Second Amendment t-shirts. Next time you see this field, all these sunflowers will be dead and we will be hunting dove over them. You'll probably see that video just after the season opener, beginning of September. I can't wait to bring it to you. Now, if you guys want to plant your own sunflower dove field, I hope this video has helped you out. Thanks for watching, guys. Please like, share, and subscribe, and go kill some dove.